Yeah, a Juma way, Nana. It was expected, sir. Fixing the country movement, ebetimi ako the office of the former president, Ora John Dramani Mahama. Na afe womo ako presenting a petition. Na womo petition no eboda on the Airbus scandal. Still now no womo calling for due investigation. Sir, ebetimi a happen. Na we are told, sir, no. Sir or yetre no one more are calling it off. Now they are surprising. Yes, sir, the NDC any one more you to know kwanya one more efaswa. One more could do a year the former president office and rano. In fact, it is condemnable, it is an eyesore, it is something that we need not to tolerate. Sekai any weapons are hodua. One more they call hono. I wonder what they wanted to achieve. Mamene George Kwame Asante Enin Komo, Deputy Director in charge of communication for the New Patriotic Party. Kwame Appiah Kubi pom to say.
Mini Africa, Mejo so bru, Mejo so nyamiada Roma, me ho yepa, me gidi se, woni asiefo ni ahwefo mo so nyina mo ho yes.
Erade de yenkwa ache, yenso ye ho yepa. Na de edi kai mamintie. Fixing the country movement. I believe, sir, we are in a democracy. As I said, yetimi tolerate various political opinions. Ahodwa ebeba na enono na betimi aboa ma yen democracy no etimi ejina. In fact, endra demonstration no so presentation of petition entimi so one more are calling no off. Edi enti ekoba ni say.
The coming Lameda was Quenya or the Amani. First of all, let me put on record, say, George Kwame Appiah Kubi, Deputy National Communications Director for the New Patriotic Party. I am not a member of Fixing the Country movement, officially. But for this particular exercise, which has to do with a petition they wanted to present to the former president, and then the office of the special prosecutor to also urge them on, especially the office of the special prosecutor. Indeed, Obaye, what let's say, a lot of corruption, any corruption related cases, they know, and an idiot. They moment the Diakotini Wumua, a water Ghana Puni Nation, a water 2-1 among Onye, which is the Airbus scandal. Any attempt by any Ghanaian or group or civil society organization a bebwa ama enfishemu mapa akoso ewo Airbus scandal my president that John Dramani Mahama is on record to have been indicated as of government official one. Let's not forget say uko yuka bruchimemu the Sun Kuwakra Tano e publishe enuko dantenya Ghana aya Euro Matinami. This was one of the major subjects I made them up as well. Now, Oyemushim. Naminia, and then Abrofuna Gazakura, Echesika, Yato, Sketchuchi, at Yato about $4 billion. So, or maybe a scandal, or bad show commitment. Now, one making sure to Oyeshimu, I'm an ocraded, you know, almost some money I get support to mine. In a Ghana, I didn't see Yeska. Na sa corruption we akoso ama ene ewiase nyina papers agodua sebi ewiase nyina BBC radio akese ewiase nyina aka ho asem na edawa proso a special prosecutor na so ni ho juma. Then you are doing a great disservice to this nation. It will fixing the country for they are going to present a petition to the office of the special prosecutor and present same to the former president John Dramani Mahama. I, as an individual, I was much convinced and I supported that move. On the other side, there were Kroma, they can fixing the country for the first date, by. Omudesia, which was I think 14th or so.
On the 16th of November.
On the 15th of November, Yenyanum NDC through the original youth organizer. He is calling on their rank and file. Say Obian find a weapon. They say kind na so ne akuma wodo omo wo na omo nyina mra na omo kwa what the so called cleaning exercise the office of the former president John Dramani Mahama cantonment. And no, and fixing the country for as a better sound date, and they call a different date, second date. And also, youth organize the statement about Bonte, almost postponing almost so-called clearly of the premises, and they call the same date now, fixing the country for the Then again, the fixing the country people came to say, the second date was the exact date I am for when anybody because the former first lady. So in order to show respect to your mameno, almost adjusted over time at the 23rd. Then again, the same NDC for at the crater about Bonzeza, almost adjusted almost so called clearing at the 23rd. This is a clear indication that they did not mean well. Naminia and what any statement national security can say I have fixing the country the Bible says national security I engage you and as part of measures about security or minimum at me at the Dintino. National security has advised they should suspend the so-called presentation of the petition or petition indefinitely. Now, Enka, it's over continue. That's sorry, yeah. There have been a number of videos, and I saw videos rotating all over, circulating all over social media platforms. And it is no less a person, and I'm very sad this morning, that we have a political party called NDC, the Deputy National Communications Officer of the NDC, Basintali, addressing the crowd, the NDC members, Omunina, Bochiko, Yeva, John Dramani Mahama office. I cut off the Obian show weapon, show your weapon, show your weapon. In the video, these guys were displaying all manners of weapons, cutlasses, Akuma. Just I saw. What kind of a country are we living in? What kind of a country are we living in? And is that what they mean? And the guy had a gut to even say, elections 2024, Omu Niagro. Almost say, elections 2024, if a you be against the NDC, be Diagra, Omu Niagro, or you say, display your weapons, show your weapons. I want to tell Basintali this morning through your platform. So I know you come here, on camera.
Na Krobia, say weapon ye one for ni bonnet, one for ye the bonnet.
Meaning Ghana Constitution say would display weapon, crack a car. Police able to invite you. Obakaya video be by young men be equal display guns. Obakai, this video was in viral. Young men be display weapon guns. Say yes, a two normal people normal display. Police have arrested them. And a whole national officer of a political party, I will press a Ghana for any Mumuji no to aba. And yes, I can't raise a Ghana for the Mumuji. And yes, I can't raise a Ghana for any Mumuji. You must come out with policy difference. You must indicate to Ghanaians that, indeed, more in terms of policy, in terms of programs, in terms of political administration, good governance. This is the alternative. These are your opinions. And I'm telling you opportunity to address the crowd. Also, I say, let's be political tolerant. NDC, we are one people. We have a common agenda, and the common agenda is to develop and transform this country called Ghana. Let's try to talk to Ghanaians about the things that to ask. That has been his attitude and action. And yes, Obaka Trump so very inside that they should show their weapons. Show their weapons. And you're barbaric. And you're barbaric. NDC cannot take this country forward. If for nothing at all, the peace and stability we are enjoying in this country, is something we can never underestimate. It is something we can never joke with. Mr. Speaker, and now sorry, yes, to go from and what to me, address Aquatra Consulate here, you must be one now.
Exactly.
A yet, and put your numerano, near one of which you have been in Montaka. If for nothing at all, look at what is happening within the sub-Saharan Africa. I want to tell the NDC, especially Basintali, that he should begin to be thinking outside the box. The position as the National Deputy Communications Officer is not to be inciting NDC for or display guns and weapons. He needs to show the way.
Now, Krobia, do you get the impressions Owusu Bempa fixing the country for other Wamukro Krasa weapons here now? Because in the video footages, who prior near the
Mr. Speaker.
Yes.
The videos now are personal. I believe there will be different videos. There are some videos they mention Owusu Bempa. They mention Owusu Bempa on your ready national security minister on your ready cry about the Omraha. Obisa Walai, Owusu Bempa na me free Kumase Baha. No, what kiss kind. Mayaka Posekai. What's the Walai, Owusu Bempa so a Bema on which I may buy it. Walai, the national security for woman. So, Mr. Speaker, let's not be pretending. Let's not be pretending. At the end of the day, say, exact Jamu Okromra, Yenim MPP, NDC. I am calling on young Papa, Dr. Akufu Dampare. Just ask Rantiabi, employment capacity. Except that we are on display, gun keke, or typical arrested woman. He should take action on this very matter. So, if by the next 24 hours, the Ghana Police Service, I invited Basintali expressly for questioning now. Then Dampare can never be taken serious in this country.
I see.
It's a challenge I am giving to him and the Ghana Police Service. If by the next 24 hours, the Dampare and Timi are arrested Basintali, the NDC Deputy National Communications Officer, and all those are unnecessary bravado now, then Ghana Police Service can never be taken serious in this country. Then it means that police is one of the and administration of justice.
But it is no crime, sir. Obibe Krasekai. I mean, Sekai a common tenor. Ye didi Juma Bebre. I mean, ye patemu, ye fiefimo. I mean, it is not something that we hear license. And say na workita enti to which extent and Abekase were flouting laws, you know, and the IGP must invite him.
Mr. Speaker,
yes.
When we are talking about crime, sometimes prevention of a crime is equally important. So Obi Kofase kind, Eboja, now catch us walai. Any person was thinking that me free Kumase de second about no watching. No catch us what why a bema wamraha. What are you telling me? So be perfect and what the time from. No, I said you basically and now what's the day? Take and you can't so classic, you know, and take a deadly weapon. And when you have a political party or political power, now Catalan and Croft will say, display your weapon. What is a weapon? What is your definition and understanding of the word weapon? And here I am referencing his own words. One can say, display your cleaning equipment and I say your brooms and I say what's it? Display your weapons. Mr. Speaker, take a dictionary. Read what the definition of weapon is. No, brother. I am calling on the media. Say MPP when acquire idea we are the media house in Akabuku Yakon. Abu Chabo MPP from a celebrity trend and can national time I crave your done baby and at the end of the day can move a movie. The same energy MPP assemble media more they condemn. If indeed we mean to be building this nation here, then I expect the media to condemn in no uncertain terms. Near Aqua to NDC, no. If you answer anybody, he is even going ahead to tell us it is all about a cleaning exercise. That indeed you mean well. Maakye says 2024 elections. Say you be against NDC with Niagara. Show your weapons. What are you telling us?
Okay, Kwame Juna Sumame na me a year the Greater Accra Regional Youth Organizer of the NDC. Ora Amos, me no any incomo. Amos, what to make a good morning and pom to say?
Good morning, Minia. Me too, Kapa, me chowni. wahwefo ne minia krobia.
Very well. Ashefo ni etiefo nyina nso eje so. Now Amos Endra, the intention was to do a cleanup exercise. The office of the former president and candidate of the NDC. Eba ne say na mukrekra machetes enuya be na mukobu office ontia e me ko ba ne say.
Minia medasi see ye cleanup exercise and the kind yesterday the way clean up exercise no yema yen supporters no etias clean up exercise na ye koye na clean up exercise nso ye koye sebi enye yen fa ene ye clean up exercise ye prayer ni sikan ni any other thing na yen na ye clean up exercise tienwa omo ba honu no say Muslim journalists for me by Honma, who say indeed it was a clean up exercise. But so besides she can see the clean up exercise. They will tell you what the cutlasses were used, the shovels were used for. And so besides about clean up exercise now stand a corner.
Now the concerns yes, it may be some intention as a mukoye cleanup, but for the postponement of more exercise and mukoye on 3 several occasions at the time of fixing the country for as serving indications womo present a petition to the office of the former president. Now any date be a womo beshe na mo reschedule mo they tell you say you did not mean well. It meant send a pese mo ye baby bonny with the intention a carry wo and right.
Postponement came with a reason, and postponement statement issue for the postponement biano. Nyamicha the Nyan I'm signing those statements and I altered them.
Exactly.
So at least we have reasons for postponement. For instance, the last postponement we called 23rd, Now your former first lady, you are President Kufuor, former president.
Yes, there is a Kufuor.
Yes, that date. So later, when our attention was drawn to it, and even to the extent that the NDC as a party was officially invited, and our former president John Dramani Mahama officially invited, and Yamami Teresa Kufuor, Namifani Krensi, Wasumome, say on your NDC Nimpoa, Waye Jumama, or my way. So it would just be courteous, will show her that respect. And then, for the last postponement, and you're postponing because of Yamami Teresa Kufuor, we all support the family, a befitting burial, so the cleanup exercise will not come on. So if it's about postponement, we have genuine reasons for the postponement. I'm not sure, say, it will be proper that Yemami Teresa Kufuor, in particular way, cleanup exercise. It will not sound well for a political party like NDC. Even in our cultural settings, it will not speak well of us. Postponement now.
Now, Amos, Utie and Dra gathering a course war, any a year the fact is more address a crowd, your deputy national communication officer would see the content of message our dema a year the people are not agada hona. It doesn't really reflect Obia why you ready say keke. I mean there was an ulterior motive. Obibeka say no near heading na enye known. Now for the mere display of that, any kasa wo kan ye wo hono. George Kwame Asante is asking the IGP to arrest and invite you guys for questioning.
Program say keep fit in poor. Party members. Now say keep fit in poor our organizer. At the end of the exercise, you address your supporters. And yeah, you could gather or home and run. Sebi. And yet, NDC, sorry, ya free dom so, and ye be picnic. it's a political party. We are preparing for elections. And 2024 is an election year, which is closer. So when you engage in such an exercise, we are exercising. You address your supporters. And you tell them to energize them. That's exactly what we did yesterday. And I don't see anything wrong.
Yes, but not to the point of asking your supporters to show their weapons. Women show weapons, for which purpose?
Very well. So, can I show your weapons? What was the weapon that was shown? I was displayed. Is it not cutlasses?
Machetes were displayed, exactly.
Exactly. So the machetes were used for a purpose. And they were putting in this, show your weapons. And I only show machete. Unless of course there was something else that was displayed that anybody would point to that said this apart from machete was displayed. Nobody was holding anything offensive there apart from the cutlasses that we use for your cleanup exercise. So what is the hue and cry about this?
So you think, say, you need not to be invited because what you have done, any day who video is more of inciting violence. People to be violent enough at the point.
Well, I don't know when the MPP saw wisdom. Say this year, they invited police. I thought they would have petitioned us again. Say we should. Take ourselves to the police because that is the illogical disposition they have displayed so far. Kessben, so if there is something, the rather who is being accused, the person who is being accused for doing the thing, on the petition. So I was thinking that rather than calling on IGP or whoever they are calling on to invite or arrest us, they will rather petition us because that is what they have been told. So that is the right procedure to follow. But you see, we have laws in this country. It is not just a matter of making allegations or making calls. If someone wants to be heard because he has been appointed something, so he wants to be heard, and you want to ride at our back to be heard. I mean, that one, you can make this comment. In any case, if you are calling on IGP to arrest someone, is it on radio or TV that you mount and be saying this? If someone wants to showcase his communication powers because he has been appointed to a position, so be it. But if you want somebody to be invited or arrested, there are right procedures to follow. You follow that way. It's not a matter of showcasing your powers on TV and on radio.
I believe say clean up here, Moye, supposedly. Say Ochina most sorry not fixing the country for say okay. They say acquire them and you present here. You may not want to go back there for another cleanup exercise, right?
I don't think we are discussing fixing the country and
yes, I'm asking because the dates should not coincide.
It is about fixing the country, presenting a petition to the former president.
Exactly.
And now said the CEO of Kessben TV. The National Security Minister, in his wisdom, has stated that it's a bad precedent to hold a private citizen accountable. That is what those in government, the element in government should understand. They should go back to their National Security Minister and learn from him that a private citizen who you are not paying tax to, if you are presenting a petition to
this is a statesman and a former president we are talking about.
A statesman and a former president is not a state official. Do you pay taxes to John Mahama?
You don't pay taxes to John Mahama, but yes, but the constitution requires after 3 years of a president while exiting office, I mean anybody at all can call him to account for certain things they do not have a clear understanding of. And Weno will not be a far-fetched situation.
Only say any president, yes. But the same constitution and legislation provide procedures that also follow. Special prosecutor and the government a special prosecutor by. And yet MPP government appointed special prosecutor. Do you know that the Special Prosecutors Act, and when you read the act, there's a section which says that the special prosecutor acts on the instructions of the Attorney General. Is the Attorney General not an appointee of the MPP? Is he not the leading member of the MPP? Yes, so why it needs interrogation, investigation. Why can the CID or the special prosecutor or any investigative agency, the MPP so invite John Mahama? What if investigative body they invited John Mahama and this is what a man in court and also on Koda? He's ready any day for any investigation. What they wanted to engage in was pure mischief, which is not in line with any rules. In any case, you are a very smart journalist. Pick your constitution and read Article 18 and what it says about private residents and private offices. You don't do that. Is why the National Security Minister told them that it's a bad precedent. Because when that thing is allowed, tomorrow, do you know what will happen? We will say, okay, Oba Kessben FM against the owner of Kessben FM because maybe a content was on his TV or radio station and they were not happy with. We don't do that. You follow the rules. In the first place, this whole thing about fixing the country going to petition John Mahama should not have started in the first place. But because we have a political party that they cannot even whip their members in line when they are misbehaving, they allow them to start. And at the end of the day, the National Security Minister pumps sense into their head. Say, hey, what you want to do, it's not the best. So you want to tell me, say, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo becomes former president. And NDC, Nebunu, we feel that he has done something that needs to be investigated. We should write to the police that we want to petition Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo. Petition him to do what?
I see.
Or investigating one another thing.
I see. Now, Amos, how will you respond? So, because Chairman said, with the exhibition, and Ray, you know, more politically tolerant. That
is an act of ignorance. Speaking out of ignorance. The Constitution of this country, per Article 2, tells us that to defend the Constitution at all, or every time that you feel that someone intends to violate that Constitution. And I have mentioned to you that that act of petitioning a private citizen is in violation of Article 18. And the government machinery were looking on until the National Security Minister drew their attention to it.
Very well.
So when the states that we are all paying taxes to protect us, they were not ready to do that. We needed to stand and defend our constitution, and that was what we did.
It was just a Kakrama, Mr. Krobia, Ebia, explanation, no, a clearer understanding of the apostle and Rano. Krobia, I believe, sir, what's here, dear Amos Akano, and you are satisfied.
Speaker,
yes.
Amos, what's that what you are, you see, as a young man, politics now, sometimes you need to be very careful. In one breath, or two, they meant well, their intentions were genuine. A clean up exercise. In another breath, just as he was about to conclude his submission, and you listen, or say, the display of weapons now was in defense of the Constitution. Can you imagine this? Look at this contradiction. And I leave the judgment of that for Ghanaians. Say, clean up exercise, and you meant well. No, evil intent in the clean up. Well, postponement of your date, no. One man planet is no person show respect. And say, so I'm asking you, was the 23rd the only date and I'm committing me affected on program now? And I have put on record, I am never a member of Fixing the Country movement. Speaker, yeah. I've never been a member, and I'm never a member of that. But I still say, what your political tolerance? We are both young men. We are not enemies. I don't think Amos will ever perceive me as an enemy. Of course, others that he greeted me, and I've responded. We are almost here in the old age. Barbaric. We don't have to give room for those things to be happening in our 21st century democracy I am practicing. And he's telling me that if Obi Adienye now me please say IGP should come in now, I don't need to be on radio. Equally then my brother Amos needed not to even respond to your call. Because at the end of the day,
yes, but what raises concerns, until he ought to respond because statement and
I am saying that because of the statement made by my brother. If Amos said discussion on your platform no any necessary, then why then is he even responding? At the end of the day, we want Ghanaians to know. We want to make the NDC out. These are the people seeking to come close to power. Equally, my opinion that John Dramani Mahama, office, the private office. But I say, the former president of the president who Kofia, the office, any other expenditure or in Kenya, I don't know. Is it not the state that takes care of it? What makes that office a private office?
Yes, but John Mahama has stated on record say more man in office, mobile buy more man in office. The electricity tariffs in the BB on one year he pays for his private office. And I don't know about to mean
there have been a number of discussions on that subject. I mean, on your platform, Land Cruiser, the office support staff. Joyce Baba Muntari Numni at the scale Mujina, Oposu Quatinum Tika Mujinano. This thing about several times when we're talking about repeal of Article 71 of the monument near it. That is not even the discussion we are having now. The American Senate said, as a former president, what did you mind so? Ghana either be and you referred him to the constitution after 3 years leaving office. Ghana need be free to be behind our president. Or Cuba, and then we expect the president to once fixing the country for the Maakye said they are even going to pick it or they are even going there to present a petition, whatever it is. And that they should have taken the opportunity to showcase to Ghanaians and say, my tolerance, the former president, the Shamu received now addressing a couple of years indeed, and this name to me a balanced party, they said, almost but it's appears that they have learned nothing. And yes, that hooliganism behavior, that show of bravado in the Ghana wants to hear from you. Say more alternative policies, more programs that will go a better contribute to the nation. And then, of course, and if my brother Amos do not see anything wrong with it, he needs to monitor social media platforms. How Ghanaians are bashing them left, right, center. Anyway, no matter where you're strong. I am not speaking for fixing the country movement, because I am not even a member. But I am speaking as a concerned citizen of this republic. So, we are not going to sit aloof, unconcerned, and allow any individual to take us back. The NDC needs to come and apologize to the good people of this country. And he's telling me that somebody wants to be heard. And just say, if not, please say, as a youth organizer of a region, it is good for our democracy. And then, well, Ghana will be able to be here or defend the area, then will be doing it through this exercise. But aside that, he needs to be thinking ahead. He needs to know that
would be a serious personal allegation, Oh,
no. On a lighter note, I don't mean anything bad. He's a brother. And I'm saying that I expect my brother, he's a very nice guy, to condemn the equation and or not being the leader or something, some clean up exercise. He did not mean sending crop because in all of the videos I have not seen Amos making such an irresponsible statement. I have referenced that in telling comment here. Show your weapons, even linking it to election 2024. And that is condemnable. Every Ghanaian view mini well exercise video now about condemning your person.
Very well.
So my brother must condemn it in no uncertain terms. He should not come and be defending this thing. And you're wrong.
Very well.
Just Onufri said, fixing the country for our approach, he said, former president, and you're wrong, that we don't need to encourage that. I expect him to be responsible enough and also accept that on him crop one. Near Port Lano, airtime, and almost 4 years clean up like 2 years. And no man made a video, will be on the country, or be smarted by because of activity and all being easy. Now, I lie, or 2 of my crying in the member, almost the captain now. And that this discussion in any way will not be taking place this morning.
Very well. Mami, Mr. Amos. Amos, any response to the Akrobia Kayana, not your fancy?
Limia, Kropiasi or Kasa as a concerned citizen who is worried.
Exactly.
If there is anything to be worried about in this country, then Kwame should be worried. Say, on 24th of April 2017, when Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, His Excellency, stood at Jamestown and announced to the country that at the end of his first tenure in office, Obeye Accra, the cleanest city in Africa, he has not been able to deliver that. He should be worried about that and be worried about the sanitation situation in Accra. If indeed he wants to be a responsible citizen who is genuinely worried about happening in this country, he should be worried about that. If Kwabia wants to be a genuine citizen, a responsible citizen who is worried about what is happening in this country, he should be worried about the hardship in this country. That is what he should be thinking to. In any case, where was Kwabia when also the Biden group announced this illogical demonstration of picketing? Where was he? Did we hear him? Was he not secretly supporting them? Now today, because the National Security Minister appointed what they wanted to do had no place in our law, or you in your which responsible citizen, which concerned citizen. Where were you, Krobia, when they started this whole thing? See, yes, the BNG Papa, BNG Fred. This whole thing started. You were in government. You are the Jubilee House. What did you do about it? And then he made another statement. Say, John Dramani Mahama office. It was the government that paid for it. That is a big fat lie. It's a lie. That office, I'm saying it on record, the payment was done by Madame Valerie Soya, and she has written an article on that. You can Google it, you read for yourself, making reference to a number of times they approached government on office space for the former president. The government turned it down. And this is not the first time the government has done this. You recall what the before government did to former President Rawlings. It is the same thing this government did to John Dramani Mahama. And he talks about that we need to apologize to Ghanaians. If there is any apology to be rendered to Ghanaians, it is Kwabia and his MPP who would win Ghanaians to vote for them, promising them heaven on earth. And at the end of the day, they have delivered more than hell. That is what we should be apologizing for. And not what happened yesterday. Ghanaians who are helping your government to fulfill your abandoned promise of making Accra the cleanest city in Africa. Have you been able to do that?
Very well.
You have not apologized for that. And you want the responsible citizens who are helping you to achieve that dream apologize for what?
Very well.
We should get serious about it.
Kwabia, any most blessing and more. I'm grateful for your time.
Speaker,
Kwabia, so who watch my man in Tonka? Why?
Amos is a very good brother. You know, like I mentioned. The best thing you have to say, position is done in Dano. And you know, or any because we are political opponents, we may not be guiding him properly. But hope I won't share this action he led, no. Or to be on one end, this in the complete to me, a violent leader. I am telling you, we should mark it on the wall.
Very well.
Miniano, and I want to put this before him. But when you have to upon a sober reflection, you come back.
Violent leader who is more violent than another. He is supposed to be a very violent person. We are talking about violent leaders.
Nanado, very right.
Gentlemen, who led the violent demonstration in this country. This is somebody under his presidency. He has stopped even the president.
Yes, come here.
And then it is going to be on record. And he
very well. I'm grateful.
They could not allow it. They are very politically intolerant.
Very well. Amos, I'm grateful for your time. I'm grateful. All right. And it was blessing Amos and a fake Krobia Sante and many more at the Encomono about what happened the office of the former president a year and dra. Marichan Honye Abuafon Kratembra. Meba na Yatwa Susia.
First in the Chakwana, I am in tea, a real city can say, Nasha Pantalona sweater. I hit the church, I say, oh, just a pimple, says what you said to him. Sanchonia Chocha, and Chawi, the Biana Waka this. Chocha, the woman, when I'm to my propo yoko, Mawo, in the two measures shoe. Chocha, singing about whatever. Missy, when I'm to my Pro. Easy free sentina. For Chocho Beauty Soap Guare. Mr. Chocho Quibby. Mr. Beya Bajina. For Chocho Semine Mansana. Now Bobs and Besh. For Chocho Semine. Mr. Chocho Quibby. Never right to more. Skin to skin. When I'm dead. Girl. Chocho no go. Dam de Rube. FDA. I remind you.
Ago mema muntie enhwemu amia hu se prostate yade etiti mema yie pa etitru no woni a wadi mfie aduanan ede kro me 40 years and above wobidie ne se da kro otimi jonso emprebe bru nwotwe wobidie ne nso ne se jonso ne nyanka na se wanya ba bia wura na woku ne won mase ojamu a enesa na wonso ebi a wodie nso ne se jonso na ba o ne mom edne so betimi adjonso wo jonso umoja e wo jonso num waist pains babia obidia kokodu ne se ye de rubber ato ne bemam ansa na sabin preduasa watimi adonso sansunso nyina uhu bi na sa wo ye bema ene na sempa bi abama eno ani se obetutu amerika na wodi wani achirem e wo Obatampa prostate center wei eye ne kokokura obetu asiama o prostate ade na wodi achinchi no Obatampa prostate center ko a ene betimi agewo entimisro animanim ya tuanamon wo hwe Obatampa prostate center ubehu e wo fifi prat last stop kaso yenya no kwantempa no so na de ni gisem ne se wunya tuanamon dru ho na wo yade no 90% akọ 10% na aka ne se won kasa obenya gidie na wotutu anamon e de aba na se wunya gidie tutu anamon e de wani chim Obatampa prostate center wo de na wotu mienu pe ebetu yade na ase de ama wo ubetimi afre Obatampa prostate center e wo 0553 800678 Obatampa prostate center emema jimodi.
Kessben FM. This is 92.9. The radio station that other radio stations listen to. This is 92.9. The radio station that other radio stations listen
I was I was in 33 after 8 high Kessben 92.9. But me emba my big for no achi na me ma omo akwaba. Does it imagine?
Speaker Joso.
Da empomboko. That's a good microphone there.
Me da sodnum ensue for lunch. Say bibia ye boko enye boko de eye nyankopon asem.
Very well. Can you imagine?
Mr. Speaker.
Yes.
And a paper minchio. Na minchia etefu na ashofo. Na minchia munia kafu ya mega na munia makati. Na Honorable Emmanuel Adote oya Alote na Emmanuel Adote Alote.
Anya so otium
NDC parliamentary
what me we need
we win.
Oh sir.
Into see only the candidate. Yes.
For the NDC. And yes. This is the second time. Yes. 2020 he was.
Emmanuel Adote. I mean, he's a very fine gentleman.
Very fine gentleman.
You all know.
On Kaime.
Obia.
I'm on Kaime some friend.
On Kaio.
That's on Kaime.
On Rampa. Okay. My catching. Na in there na woda.
Okay.
Into happy birthday to you, Honorable. Na yes, sir. Friday class. They invite you. It's a chance. You want a chance. You mean a cafe day. Alote. Onya. You know, Friday class for you ha ma we free what was sama nti ma yen kan cho na Mr. Speaker di bi record a or dem me kan wasem or your life issues there sometimes because kafu iti ha nenyi ma ye fete honti aya yadwene everything is well with kafu inti se me frɛ kafu ya na pade kafu mam 200 Ghana cedis na me watch na kafu ye nya mama na mu kafu as a very bad person. However, time na me frɛ kafu no, I don't even know what kafu is going through. Ebia na kafu ni bibi ndeye. Ebia ni baby
at the time our friend no.
Ebi kra ni fie ebi nye. But you see, because of our assumptions and how we see people nti, me kade me 100 Ghana cedis a. Wo hum dem ye impobon.
On Jindy cry.
I will Mr. Speaker tiwi. Coffee show. Ubia from Mr. Speaker. All the big men come to you na interview mo. So you would all win you how. And a pay crop be a santi or say. Us na bet na consolate. On your day there be fia ko na wada na wumba bedi. Catch no it because in your by day job. It's money a crop be a santi. And I pay Mr. Speaker
breakfast in my
answer no boko fie no. Ye down.
Exactly.
Ye down.
Crop be ati.
It's Mr. Speaker, I am Krofunya butter kakra. They be America, especially party executives will break. Where they get the money or where we expect them to get the money.
Yeah.
It's sometimes questionable. Especially communicators. Makati tia washe nufugui. Obisi, hey, it is possible. Where did it chum? The laptop susu name. Yamaru koye. Yamaru koye. This is your time. I'm not okay. On musu for lunch. Inti yesterday I am kofunya butter. Na the kind of expectations na ya woni bebre wo wa. Man hwe ne ya.
I don't know man crofo bokro no.
Exactly. No my bim so roll work one yin kofunya fine we bia wa ka wenyi mesi da memuna we muna. Obesro wa kire be bisa na asam. Police fu kra yi police fu sro wo kwandra na wata obi se wade.
Yeah.
Na ko na woni straight dey twoma wo mi so hwe.
I say. Why work for ya chida we bada kwa ba. Could you imagine?
Yoni Kwame net say.
Eradi adom.
Kwame I have for some country citizens say and they were dressed to kill this person na tadi any Maakye. Omo we heard with TV say.
Omo we say we are so much. What omo we say we are so much.
Oya sabo.
Oh, why should we so much? What vida?
Speaker, I have one now no pay na say some people on man e be kan ho asem na watwe ne ko na wie. But then what I want to say is say we should try and understand say politics is a contest of ideas, and as much as possible as much as possible, Mr. Speaker, the attorney say me de bia na me kano yinina ye nuafo. Mr. Speaker, we your friend is saying George Nash minim so unim no a
George Nash Koforidia
there be NBC communicator.
Oh okay, yeah, minim no Madina her side, right?
Yeah. We had a program on Thursday, Adiache Friday no anya stroke and all that UGMC.
Oh
yes. Enti yenam yinina ye nuafo. You don't know what is happening to somebody next. And we got to exercise.
That's very sad.
Yes.
Very fair man.
Yes, very fair man. We had a program on Thursday. I did change Friday or so. Could you have a bathroom on Wawutuni Nayitu? It's been bedridden. And Tieni and DC for Yeni and people for Yeni Pabako. So we all are looking for opportunity to come and serve this country. But we should be able to show ideas. What is it that we are made of? But maybe me fool say better to trust someone, Mr. Speaker, better to trust something you. But as much as possible, it is not that we need. But we also want to show, say, what are we made of when it comes to contest of ideas? And that is what I believe in. Many regional command, regional youth organizer, no, and kukubu nkete, and kokon nkete, omye heni ye,
I remember Makati should have been there. Makati have been here. Na nkoma a ode oba ye na ye di watuna se tie interview ni nyina. Ma yen sha se mfio. Kwame tie osimadu.
Swiga.
Yes.
Me ne hia me na meka. No bia didia me a wakọ na adwuma na ma betete. Ma me dia ne betwa to. But the Chronicle NDC sold clerks of parliament residence in 2015.
Wow.
We a honor me the befi. Speaker, Unia Penny Abans Kingsford Sumana Bagbin.
Yeah.
Speaker of Parliament. And the two just no residents are Timon. A car say, Kertonye. Ena, Nipana due diligence into a call Lands Commission and realize a speaker fear Tim. And Jai. The sound commodino. And I knew ye,
and one more minister.
I knew ye no, oh, ye are no. Trenyentia or more tons as residents now. Or say, NDC are ton clerk fear in 2015, and so a justification for you to sell the speaker's house. Is that what Abu is telling us? He said NDC are ton in 2015, and to also move it to me at ton.
Blame game now.
That is madness. Atunto na dosun. Ya ton ndan Kwame Nkrumah siesi ho. Amanfo ba. O ma ton ni nyina aban NDC MPP. O ma cha ton ni nyina. Siga. Se wonam Roman Ridge. O fat Laboni. Eko cantonment. Ohu aban asase bio. Cocoa board bungalows eko. Agric department bungalows, prisons are there, and minister responsible for that sector no Kokamayenti was the NDC aton in 2015. Na NDC omo yanka pamomo. If NDC was the best option for us as a country, Trigger, Anka 2016, Ghana fought to Abatia NDC. We thought that they were not doing things right. And the Ghana fought to Abatia. So, come and do something reasonable. Police for assassin. Police headquarters.
Yeah.
Police hospital expansion is still on hold. Besine. Contractor knew how we do. Yeah, two friends. Ubawa nimu kakra. Ghana International School. Is it Morning Star?
Morning Star, yeah.
But we are wait for assassin dancing. Why assassin?
We wait for enclave anymore.
Yeah, why assassin?
Police funded there. I'm there.
I don't know, Mama no mudia see quarters men sabi, story building men sabi, poorly built, haphazardly built. Esi one I'm a police for. Look at the land the Wohunyina, your mafia Hunyina development.
I almost see high-rise building.
We are building.
They say I almost see back
serious high-rise building. And almost see.
Police
for squatting. Why police people are squatting in this country? So you got DVLA.
Yeah, maybe
from DVLA to a Stanbic Height. Yeah, two police for more home enough. Yeah, they are private persons who want developing. What can we do?
This is another extension of Airport City, no?
They say they need answer ye debate develop PPP. And you did call Kwabenya no. Say private developer no ya wa 50 or the $15 million na about. And ya man sa asasi and ya komano Kwabenya aban na man asasi amani bibia no wa 2x2 diners to ama police for. Yes, that was the exchange.
The exchange for baby I know
yes.
Way. Oh, sir.
That is what they did. How can we be this stupid? As for my prime land like DVL as we. But be a
DVL for no crime to some between you.
Military
for no
honey. Yeah, two beer. I'm telling you this or not. There are two beer. Yeah, two ton shooting range. Teshi shooting range is gone. Yeah, two solid businessmen are now fighting over that piece of land. What are we doing to ourselves? But the Metro TV no more. Laboni ho. O fan say nini na ko. James and feel. Son or matun what kind of madness is that? Sa for Sutherland Park. Omato.
Oh, that?
It is gone. The person is afraid to come because who they did. Or transit in future. Say you wukwa. Now you need the day to ask a project and say, what can we do this to ourselves? Say, you are selling everything to private people, to yourselves. Meanwhile, Kufo buy affordable housing. Do not send no to me. NDC do not send no to me. Now, affordable house. How affordable is those housings? How many bungalows are you building for government workers? Coffee shop. Coffee shop.
Yeah.
Car bank. Opposite. As I said, Danya is you.
Oh, baby, I'm watching.
Estate, no. Your government workers in the team.
Yeah,
two or more.
Almost here, two or more.
Yeah, the soldiers now go two or more.
Just Monday, I was there. No, be catch.
I'm telling you, me what videos and everything.
And can you to know? Sorry,
I can show you and say, my forward, you water resource, Honmunina. A man for see a buying sassy. You are taking it. What to abandon my yen? What to know? The police phone now go to him. Yeah. And you have two friends or what will be a developer or beton or what was as an offer. Then minister, a seminar bar, instead of going to parliament to go and speak reason, go and tell them, say, come quiet, fast to turn and sassy and yet. Young pet can be a bohu by no. What can I catch from say, pay your records? NDC has sold the clerk's house in 2019. Now, Mudabe to front page. Is this something to be celebrated? It is worthy of celebration. Siga, sa NDC Mukrana no muye no. Etiamra. See, George Quatin say
Kwame Appiah
Kubi said then the Article 21 I don't think they are wrong. They have right to gather. They have right to do cleanup. Don't they have right to carry cutlass?
Inciting of violence.
What specific violence did they incite? Ukra Kranti are inciting violence. And the police inform rifles into them. If you are holding a weapon and now it can be construed to be inciting of violence, then let everybody put his gun or this thing somewhere. So I'm going to catch you clean up. That's what they said. Clean up with the fork in here. And then can't tell you the clean up. Won't you weed? Won't you rake?
I won't cry.
And can you know you that?
Can't do me.
Can't do me. You don't know.
Kessben 92.9.
Can't do me. You don't know. No question here. Besides, let's get something done. And to say over 21D, or see freedom of assembly, including freedom to take part in processions and demonstrations. They are not even demonstrating. Well, I'm some quite cleaner. And your mom and I am mom.
Yeah.
See, police the mom permit. So where did they get it wrong? George say SSC or more patcho. Me, I don't get it. So muko ye and muko boo will be or muko fighting will be that one fine. Say I don't know muko doye. I know muye no muka come some market car and some no kind of and yet I don't have problem. And there I will have problem with it. But say or mal seek permission within the law. Now police is far more crime. See police work about more by. Were they not protected?
Yeah.
But do police protect unlawful gatherings? No. So it was a lawful assembly. Once it's a lawful assembly, I don't think George has any objection, if not for political expediency. I don't think it was a right call to make an opawi. Sugar.
All right. But as a Bame Embra a year council on that maintain. Council maintain for 10 minutes.
Mr. Speaker, I think we need to take certain people very seriously in this country. And one of the people is Maakye. Ever since I got to know Maakye, I went to America. There's one thing I realized he's been very key on. In terms of government lands, what are private people for development. So I always ask myself the
lands ni bebre honso kra duration on what they je na so. I says are buying etua hon royalties ni ade Emma families no ne clans, but they don't. But they rather sell it and they make the money for themselves.
Mr. Speaker, you see, the underlying issue is that Sisiano party here sika. Into the party when they form government, what are certain areas I want to want to make move for them to be able to get money.
As you can echo party in accounts, Mudia. Any individuals on there.
Oh yes, in the end, those people have sponsored the party. So when you come, they define certain sectors to recoup the money that I've given to the party. I'm sure Maakye man a chance probably per his research he would have found some of them are when you want contributions to the party, and now they are getting access to certain lands and certain businesses opportunities just because of the supported party finance. The speaker, I'm sure yet Ghana.
China for the budget.
To one ton bia. To one ton. Ben. To what one one ton.
Special prosecutor said they should put hold on the transaction.
Yet na ya ton Ghana. Ghana nanga say ya ton. And this one on your NDC or MPP asamo. Both of them should be na wo yi voting. 2015 into a cycle because you don't have the right to speak into most of worse than what you did. That is a cycle. It doesn't make a day equal beach fronts most of our beach fronts see our Accra outside of Accra are being owned by foreigners. That's all money now. Anyway, it's sad. Hey, Flagstaff. I think you mentioned it. Very close to the Flagstaff house. You build such. I mean, I am on the in terms of security intelligence. On your way.
Jubilee House.
Jubilee House. Then what's in Jubilee House?
I died here. Okay.
Oh, see 37.
Now,
on your right.
Yeah.
Oh
yeah, I see.
And near police hospital, 37 military hospitals opposite. Your fancy what? Yes. Your fancy what? The apartment, military lands.
And Mr. Speaker, you are talking about 37 military hospital and Jubilee House enclave. You are putting these things there. Hey.
Maybe in the future, no, the Jubilee House will have to be relocated.
because
okay.
Because
in the future,
of private development, we would. Anyway, Mr. Speaker, I'm call them NDC cleanup and fixing the country, whatever.
Yeah.
You see, and I pay to listen to Minia Krobia and I Krofende. Amos.
Blessing Amos, regional youth organizer of the NDC.
It shows there. If you only listen to them, it's a baby night say them go for bien or cheddar money ready. Because if our youth speak like this, then we are not ready. Our future is bleak.
Are they are no more ready.
See, Amos say they are going to do a cleanup exercise between Onan and Yankupon in all Casadamasemi. He knows whatever is in his force.
Saying you clean up now,
yes.
Clean up for the pioneer.
Mr. Speaker, we should not be kidding in this country.
What videos nibi?
We should not be. Me, we are coming, customer.
They were weeding.
Mr. Speaker, we should not be kidding in this country. Adibi owa yedi asro and yedi defe obi koye bia. Then we want to be seen as the saint to go and talk about it. If you feel you are a man and you have balls, be bold and say what you want to do, and let's take you on.
This is what
don't hide under the disguise of their clean up. I don't need to watch it.
But this is the backyard of Jobahama office, you know. And this guy, I'm referring to that's what I done for number one. Abdul, yes. So this is what they were doing, part of what they went there to do.
What I'm saying, Mr. Speaker, the main intent into all this while, are they saying in the day they didn't have plans of doing a cleanup? And what watcher and there, it takes the greater Accra youth to keep. How many times are they going to sustain this? Because Ocheda is a way fupan, why you feed them, why you feed them, no why them. You see, Mr. Speaker. It will not be palatable, but at least we should take certain things very serious in this country. The Malik Basintali, on multi-platform. You see, sometimes when you meet your party people, Bishi can come at any time. So if you're a leader, you need to be careful what you do and say. In the presence of media, Ekade, show your weapon. A quiet cleanup exercise, do you use weapons? Or you use tools? There's a difference between a tool and a weapon. Because the tool can become a weapon. Language. And the weapon can become a tool. However, they all have different activities that they perform.
At the point in time you are using it, right?
Exactly. So, McCarthy looked at one aspect of law. But that same thing now they are saying as a weapon. If you are holding a weapon and you are telling people that show your weapon, and anybody else who come there apart from Inyana Yawoho in the media will be seen as an enemy, as a rodent. Hey, it's in the medical bobia. Na makade mihunas abobia no retrum na medical bon. Is that the interpretation? Mr. Speaker, Adibi Owo ya. Let's condemn it on no certain terms. There, Massa, whatever you did was wrong. Do you know how this spectacle is for foreign media? If this spectacle internationally, do you know what it represents for us as a country? That on your Obiebia Keku, the residence of the current flag bearer, the office of the current flag bearer. So any film go different. But the office, anybody who want to have a meeting with goes there. Some young people have come together. Now who hold machetes, calling it weapons. Do you know what it means? Mr. Speaker, answer na into asibe bemido okoye a cleanup exercise. Do you know what we would have messed up? It's not good for the image of even the former president. So they shouldn't think that they are doing him any service. I agree that they want to protect him with whatever they're fixing the country, because what fixing the country said they are going to do is also nonsensical. 92.9 Asidanko. Says will be a dibona. It will be a dibona or common petition. Samaya Bon. Mr. Speaker, Maya Bon, it's Maya Bon, Maybe do you come and give me petition? So what fixing the country to think they are doing is nonsense. I dream behind him. I dream now often I dream being him. So, if this is what we are going to do to ourselves as a country, fixing the country, we will not get anywhere. This country, one man push channel on chair that you pay you can't take the governance in serious. Na ya mabano do kakra fixing the country mo kwa koma petition. Dem na petition. Petition to somebody ni all right, serious and stop this.
Made as a council. Mame Emra Kojo Amegaso, member of the NPP. Kojo Mamintio.
Kwame, me family man free baby. Enema me no but me the back be chassis too no my best.
Ola cause the FD.
Kwame.
Tom Hilfiger.
Ezika fuata yo.
Kwame me hwe
na the other boys ni fi omo tia. Me ka makati.
Na makati show
Omotia. And running boys down.
Boys ni free la cause of makati. Na mi business omotia.
Kwame
yo mi ti o ko.
Me hwe ado mo kodo ex-president Mahama office on Manachester office oni.
Oh,
me commission wuro mu do pass sawa papa no new office nini nti e good some co clean up exercise no.
I see.
They have to do it quite regularly.
Omunye ne prem
Our new office nini ex-president pa free Jubilee House akotena ha enwura we mu cantonment. Mr. Speaker, we don't have to begrudge them. They did the right thing. Because this say the foreign we be pa bani see the name call ex-president officer in Tinkemura we mu in Kankabi we ni and Chinabi as she says we o man no kran come back so I see a we
youth number
so o my yard pa and you see MPP should see wisdom in what they did because the man was not keeping the office well and the people saw wisdom in what they have to do. It's not about the near person no. It is about trying to save the man, say, and Chidemeni or war enkano. So, Mr. Speaker, may they know better in China. Now, you see, MPP, NDC, yeah, before.
That's all NPP.
Mr. Speaker, make a MPP, NDC, yeah, before. We don't think well about the country.
Oh, Zamom.
Oh, yes, Mr. Speaker, because I wonder how state land can be sold with impudence and to get the minister of lands,
yeah,
to go and tell me say 2015 somebody sold some. It is yes I'm giving justification. What kind of nonsense is this, Mr. Speaker? A leader that has been voted for say brabe bogan ho ban na be hwe yen saase so maye you justify this and you expect say osanko damango say we are yensan to Obama na Assembly Parliament. I don't get it, Mr. Speaker. So we fight for political power to come and sell state lands, and then we begin to justify it. And you tell me some MPP ni.
NPP ni say no now.
Yeah, Mr. Speaker, but you see, the earlier we begin to understand that political power is service. And ye to me the about the bogan and hobania the sumo mine. Now it is not for our self-interest. Mr. Speaker, when Sasia wa Rwanda, ya toni na starting from some previous government to government. And it was not a shame. Say Speaker, if he our team.
Yeah, kwakotong.
He got to realize when the man went to Lands Commission.
Got to one you to know.
And then you come and tell me, say, somebody did something in 2015. Was that your justification? Mr. Speaker, you see, media, I'm waiting to see a leader who will come and say, state lands are private developers in Ano, or Jedi am back to state.
Or Jim are buying SARS in India.
Yes, Eddie am back to state. Because, Mr. Speaker, these are government lands. That should be a buying person your development bia enti na buying person your development a buy private develop e bi ne de ye Mr. Speaker President Kobubu we also the Babesi Cathedral so now we said there were private development if you want
yeah
and then we have to
compensation
pay, absolutely So where are we turning this country to? And everybody who have a little money wants to have
prime
areas. When we are leaving the hinterlands around, I ain't develop. You concentrate on the city center.
That planning in here,
Mr. Speaker, and no America say
you are here. One Ghanaians were suggesting say cathedral ya mo pese mo see. Mo moving in fan kwa buri ho baby. Okay? O free your friend is a buri e koko for idua. And so I say that ho valley see efe. No asi ho na e ho no attention so akọ na areas need develop. One tie. O fa Cape Coast to Kwan yi so o ko Winneba. After Budumburam, utra ho na wo ko Winneba. And so I say that that left or right. Aban betim ni ahemfo naka munkosi cathedral isi wo na ho no movie na empushi na development now moantie ana mo ba the center of the city enti why do you blame the private developer
Mr. Speaker
so no super kroma wo monye
emra Kwame Nkrumah o si pediase lodge no na yenye kwan ni say you
exactly say na ho ye nyina emra
yes enne yetumi free ha ekọ retreat jogging crowd the other fato nchen ye kwa cabinet retreat e wo pediase
yeah
so if Nkrumah has put pediase in Accra and it's congested, you see, it is high time our leaders begin to think out of the box. Say there are certain monumental and you do it outskirts of town because that it will become relevant.
A hobby developing.
Mr. Speaker, that's all we are asking for, and leave state lands capture alone. Everybody would want to have to get prime areas to live in. Mr. Speaker, strange enough, you see, or party financier, why way or bibi kakra, no aquako who way, me per cantonment assassin at the Shemua. Okay, Hamodi, me say you free. Okay, my anyway, my Faco Lands Commission and register now. When are we going to stop this? Mr. Speaker, I've always been saying this. Youth.
Yeah.
Now there is going to come a time there will be what we call youth revolt, youth revolution, because
I see.
Yes, we'll rise up, and we want to demand and speak for the country, devoid of party. Because
you will do that time, no?
Yeah, bang hokra. Mr. Speaker, nkokra ya come na say umbewu akwakoda. And then they will leave Ghana in a mess and leave, and then we'll come and struggle. So youth revolution will come not so quite a long time. And sometimes Mr. Speaker, because sometimes one will do gate and na obijina no catch or scratch where the dear me TV so I can count some winning money be better so can capri new team. Anyway, some no wasting life. Now, Mr. Speaker, police in the police at your car front. Where are we going to find police to sit in our car front? If there is youth revolution, I will be in the center. Because yes, we need to get the right things done. And for Ghana, and then Medase.
Meso Medase, Kafu Yamega, Kojo, and I'm a friend, a member of the NPP. Now, Marima Benisiach,
and also a member of the Youth Revolution.
Let's be that.
I'm imagine the chairman seat.
Imagine the chairman seat.
Youth Revolution.
Veggie organizing position. But that's saying,
I don't know.
I did the enquiry. I mean, too.
Magama Masre.
I'm was real.
Got him commodity fire. No, I think Amagashi is one of the best communicators at NPPO. He turns negativity into positivity. He's a good communicator. Because even more communicating director, I don't think this particular thought will come out of the head. I don't even think that or more interview or more effort. Clean up exercise no hono ane sa demonstration on be dream BBC, but to be able to turn some negative are you into your own favor, say president fear former president
maybe over to us na ba main kind statement sisi ya na a drop enti ma main kind. John Mahama is grateful to Greater Accra Youth Wing of the NDC for their unflinching solidarity and support. Accra, 24th November. His Excellency John Dramani Mahama wishes to convey his gratitude and appreciation to the members of the public, and particularly the Greater Accra Youth Wing of the National Democratic Congress, for the love, support, and commitment to defending his strong and incorruptible character. I equal to the young people, including women, who converged at the cantonment office on Thursday to solidarize with John Dramani Mahama in the face of what was a misguided attempt by elements sponsored by the leadership of the NPP to picket around the office. Mr. Mahama also notes that the Ministry of National Security decided to intervene and stop the advertised picketing. It is most regrettable that aimed the excruciating hardships and suffering brought upon the Ghanaian people by the New Patriotic Party government. They would rather find it necessary to dabble in the bizarre and unimplacable antics over a so-called Airbus matter, which has long been laid to rest and over which Mr. Mahama has absolutely no questions to answer. The needless aborted picketing was clearly designed to divert attention from the mismanagement of the economy, the public's frustration with hunger and the high cost of living, and the citizens' anger with the daily report and evidence of high-level corruption sanctioned by the presidency. It must be placed on record that Mr. Mahama has never been accused of or investigated for any involvement or wrongdoing of any sort by either the UK or US authorities in relation to Airbus. Indeed, neither the Ghanaian government nor any other authority anywhere in the world has any evidence of wrongdoing against him. The Serious Fraud Office of the United Kingdom has long announced their discontinuation of the Airbus case due to lack of evidence. It is also a matter of record that there has been no breach of Ghana's procurement laws or any other law in the processes leading to the purchase of the Airbus under reference. It has also been revealed that due to the incompetent negotiations by officials of the Ghana Armed Forces Technical Negotiating Team, the aircraft were purchased at a price lower than the prevailing market price at the time. Mr. Mahama will obviously not be distracted by the NPP or any other political shenanigans. He remains focused on engaging the people of Ghana on his plans to revitalize the economy, to create more opportunities and decent, well-paying jobs in a 24-hour economy for the youth and Ghanaians and the Ghanaian people. He is also poised to carry out far-reaching governance, including anti-corruption and constitutional reforms to meet aspiration and expectations of Ghanaians. And this was signed by Joyce Bawa Mokhtari, Special Aide to His Excellency the former President. Barintio.
We are just saying George. I know this is Joyce. We are just saying no.
But you say, this is an official statement.
No, is it coming from Joyce?
Yes, it is coming from his office.
I'm a who style, but that's a son there.
This is John Mahama with his,
to be frank, I used to see
with his letterhead and everything.
I mean, I'm different. I think that he has a son because one,
This may not be true.
this subject matter has been closed, and to say NDC.
Are you doubting the statement, and as a baby?
No, like Nipa not throwing. I think saying that me susu na me drain. I say me yes son in there because
but they are sending them white.
But you see, the truth of the matter is that MPP set the agenda and NDC follows. And I think this is one of the cases that NDC omo PR omo T. First of all, mo say mo clean up exercise. I think the letter and a statement no should have concentrated on the cleanup, no omo members I say, but to go and bring in Airbus, which means you are now
giving attention
to it and then making it a public discourse conversation. I'm kind of saying, which is very, very bad because I do we are closing that. But Sebawa Mutane Treya, she needs to really work at how to manage some of these information because what pick them up by most of the media houses or even the print media will pick them up. Makati we were copy by via or China Deba. Airbus matter comes again, and then it brings that cacophony and hilabalu around it, which is very, very bad. Any kind so yeah. But now make us say Amagashi good because me akra me who video na me say now former president Fie Pana yent me hwe yes it's sad. So if you cannot even manage your home well, how well do you think you can manage Ghana? I think we need to correct those things. I like the way Makati put his conversation. Minya, you see, Kromha, Makati, any Amagashi, any Minya citizen, air cancer, most of these young guys who went to the former president's house to do the cleanup exercise with other hidden intents. Any omo anka omo so mo ko pekete e woni fie say omo de airbus and sem na eko with other also hidden intent. Omo nyina omo focus in politics. The reason why they joined politics is to be able to win or get the power and steal assets of the state and properties of the state. Most of them. Baku na bia minua Amagashi ono ye na dwuma dada no. Ena ono eko amanyosemu a na adwen se bia me kwa akoya amanyosem e de aboaman. But most of them MPP NDC the young ones coming, most of them omo adwen nyina ne say, and I meet them, you know omo discuss oh yes you are winning at least I want to buy this house at East Legon. If you win I want to own $5 million. If you only omo kasa adwen papa bia ni ho a ye de man. Inti say na ye kaland one sema, we are not blaming one party, we blame these two parties. Because Omama party no abe very domineering over the state. Say any my own.
Your political party regimes.
Yes, we will have political party regimes. O party ne waswa. Asasi bia o power ni daswa wani je ho no kokofa. And that is why in recent times so Thierry Monacha or Wani Magdan. Remonacha Wani Magdan.
But most of the things
Nsasi, yeah, or Wani no. O ka chen say Nsasi a woji nyina no because wa buy na wasunti na woje. Say yes we are buying ba. Nsasi a woji ne be free unsa.
Be free unsa.
Nsasi na
and they will take it at all costs.
Yes. Nsasi no mesu meje free unsa. So most of these guys are just toiling for their parties. Omo ba yen nsasi no mabi wi. But the saddest part is that you see I was expecting, especially the good people of Ghana. I was expecting this theft here kusi nyina no. E was mokasa. But you know, politicians no wisdom no. Omotimi are outsmarting the people of Ghana. Ahimfo no. They've created confusion among them. State united. They are not united. Ghana state in there osu e wa ahimfo mi no. Even Gamache Ikrano, Obekuba no Biso Casa, I'm supposed to be the Gamache. There are confusions in most of their states. Teshi, I think one
divide
of the
chiefs,
I think La also Baku or Hinibi Ubabi one of the states. There is La Owe. Neaminuka says still there's even confusion in La. There's a confusion in and stooling the new chief or the new king. And when you know politicians, so they create that confusion among the guys and use this confusion to steal their lands and then sell to themselves. And no many Makati ne call nano Laboni. Just go and see Laboni. Government bungalows, they are turning to high-rise buildings. And we are even the AM Yakran said we are not even selling it to Ghanaians. We are selling it to expatriates. Foreigners. Oko Minister of Foreign Affairs, Nachigo, man be in a serious mind, or my is serious, will not allow his foreign affairs ministry be covered by foreign properties or foreign expatriate properties. Foreign affairs ko airport residential area. Na chipe. Yes, see high-rise buildings owned by Chinese. How do we even ensure? Now make okay, bigger Chinese and foreign affairs no crowd no. They don't even have anything to hide. Because President Namukrako US kokan insem basabi, so they don't have anything to hide. You know, say Jama Chinese nuclear building na mfasobe no so. Look at Fian KC the vice president. His official residence.
Yeah.
Kohesa area no ya tenas you. Ama high-rise buildings.
No.
Yes, ridge one no. Cover and where cantonments are ridge. Cantonments. Safie no ya tenas yama high-rise buildings. I'll cover vice president, the residential office. What it means is that no vice president will ever stay there. Indeed, the ever says, as in a beton. The beton, Eddie Ama, a private
national cathedral one.
Yeah.
There are people interested in selling that, buying that land.
Buy land. So, and
National Cathedral. Maybe I will see what CCI. I'm another one. There are people who want to fight it. The most expensive photo.
Mr. Speaker, the saddest part is that in San Ton, Magana for Magana for own, Yatama Brofo. So all the juicy landed properties in Ababe Abrofonia. Now imagine now they are able to own the middle of Accra. Now Omakanya Kugu Remo Baby. Now why in a course where I see politicians because of greed? Now me DM yan here, now no because me. Meaning some take observation now. Politician be always got the share in ma Krumano. Do na woman and your papa.
Kessben 92.9.
So what observe say now? Politicians are almost weska Krumha. Edition mano, yes, a been 1 or 2 bit my papa, but do not mind your papa. Obekono than junkies in most of these East Legon buildings. A blue crowd not even happy to bring their children out. Because what we are on my sick as a would show Busia, would you show Busia over Pampa, Cranama, Crana Bessay Poto? Usia Nansa being free. What a suya? We are not the same crown, dear, and can you say, speak a fast anchor or no crown assassin? Kawasan we account. Masa, o my own. Ne how can say any yemabuno.
That's not politics that divide you.
No, in other jurisdictions, even though there's politics, there's conscientism, and I said there's consciousness. Other any young politics.
There be say I had one near Jumaye.
Oh, now
how near Jumaye?
Ghana is far developed than Burkina Faso.
Yes, but I'm saying
Ghana is far developed than Mali. Ghana is far developed than Niger.
I had one near Jumaye. And I pay yes a masano. And you know what that
normally no, Mr. Speaker, normally no, and yes, near Jumayo. And yes, near Jumaye. The critical factor is that is because say or more minor or more politicians no are very conscious. Or more buying very conscious, unlike Omo youth ne very unlike Ghana. Intina ne Burkina youth etimi support Tari. Say Tari na yenimi so a transformative leader. Intina ne Malian youth etimi support Asibi Goita. Because when say Asibi Goita any the transformational leader of never minor. But most of our youth, regardless of MPP and NDC, they are just chaff. Most of these young guys, miseducated, undereducated, uneducated. And I make us say education and not only the formal education.
Okay.
Even home socialization, most of them do not have it. Because if you really have conscience, there be a madam for bisco I susek or say enye mintimi mainti. So what conscience? Now we doing one.
Secondary technical.
Most of my motor no.
So
Sunya secondary. Sunya secondary say enye minti me mainti. Ndi say who politician bi. Na say politician no odwen e wa adwen pama o man a. Even so party say amagashi tie.
Yeah.
Kwajo tie. Kwajo MPP ni.
Oya de obeto am MPP.
Oya de obeto am but MPP ya de na emfata obeka che MPP say emfata. That is the kind of politicians we need to create. And it should be very intentional. Say, who critics our leader no? Among when you're independent mind, independent thought to even critique within. But you're creating Krabia, you're creating the win to me style of politicians in Ghana who don't even critique themselves, who don't even understand issues, who speak out of each, or speaking any sense when they are making sense. That is what we are creating. And we are creating them both in NDC and MPP.
Why did you swallow the ignorance?
Ignorance, wow. Speaking out of ignorance, or they are. You see, that is the lies of win to me, and sometimes it saddens me that the lies of win to me have become role models for people to even watch. I'm not for him say win to me is a role model. Oh, there are young MPP guys who watch win to me and say they are role model, right? He is their role model. So if you want to be your role model, then the mindset is to sell our properties and destroy our environment. That is your mindset. Intiminia, media manusi no, ye mabuno no. Nkokrafo no nyehwe. Ye mabu na wo say yes we start. Because so moton ajapade ma omoma ene omabusua na wo enjoy bio. Wajia a year more 500 cities, 600 cities. 1 year now no more election, but me am 400. Kennedy mam 700. Ubenya sa 300 rather. Thank you, 300. 1 year 700 and 1 year. 1 year ska unless 4 years time.
All right, man. Thank you for all time. Na my member says so na. Me was a makamuti abo ho acha. Was my heading.
Ben secretary to the youth revolution.
The authentication of the statement.
Of the statement. Yeah.
I common say statement. Among for
it me. I understand. True letterheads near.
Joyce Bauer on your special assistant. Not special aid to mama or a spokesperson. She's one of the spokespersons. And to offer a statement of
previously
now. Clear into where you could no Asase FM, Asase radio. Mindia could no Asase no, Ubianu Asase. I say, into any Asase. And to share, say, Joyce, the Joyce, or more format.
Okay.
The format on date, no, or the share the dinner say.
Okay.
Into Joyce, Bawa Mukhtari, spokesperson, Cantonment, Accra, Thursday, March. 9/2023. Omunfa date in Shasia. As a date no comes under the name, the last but no mudiabai. There's a date no Shasia in quotation.
It's a prelude to the statement.
To the statement.
Yeah.
That's what they did. And offer a more original statement of Mushuna.
Okay.
See John Mahama a deep green. Then the press release another press statement, a green but lighter than the Mahama. So the Ushe Sanya that you can be able to differentiate a fake from original. On that basis,
the statement,
fake.
And you're credible,
yes, I can say confidently say a fake.
Okay.
A citizen, Echo Joyce Bauer,
Twitter
official
handle,
Twitter handle,
the Facebook handle. She has not posted it.
And no, we won't take that for anything. Yes,
okay. All right, me that say Magati. Na maminti o kakra just 5 minutes na yen sorry so nko. John Mahama is in the Bono Ahafo Bono East wakoho weekend last week nyina nyina no wetimi around say wo ho and again o share a year the NPP suspending and now heading to former general secretary Boabia Samboa and any nuanoma aka. Maminti mu was ani ma 5 minutes na yen fancy name.
Speaker, I think sir the mama omati and somebody veteran high can. Yeah, me makano has say or you're too comfortable position.
Okay.
Or movie or responsibility say obeying Ghanaians. Actually, lessons I will see what you
yeah.
Any near Odiba. Washasi is shia a man for all catch more. But maybe a surprise of all the things that Mahama can. Ghana for are not interested in any other thing but the 24-hour economy.
Yeah.
Surprisingly, the people who said it is possible, including me, me support too the it is possible agenda. No.
Yeah.
I say the 24-hour economy is not possible. How illogical.
We are saying it's possible.
No.
We are not saying it's not possible.
How illogical.
But your candidate is saying it's not possible.
I am surprised.
It's already ongoing.
You see, that is my worry. Say, we all supported it is possible. You would say a baby you bet me I move from your current situation to another. Obviously, maybe 24-hour economy. We say it is not possible. You're wrong. You don't communicate like that. I say 24-hour economy. Me say me what challenge. Me challenge and me nya clarity. Okay. My challenge stems from the fact that Papa Neko Kasano speaker or can specifically say obey the 24-hour economy or was or try me quote to no na say a bostry muka Ghana for Ukasa Sia no major line almost say as a one penny panasa. And in your say we intend to implement a 24-hour economy, identify and promote strategic growth areas such as IT with a targeted $3 billion investment and drive an aggressive infrastructure development under our big push plan.
Okay.
This is it. And you know, specifically it's talking about IT. Wow. And now we see initial metranka say Ghana your economy your agrarian. Me fababa me fi you tea region.
Yeah.
I don't need any fishing. Do you get it? How are we going to benefit from the 24-hour economy? Me can't and not possible. But Kwame so and never impacted by the baby free. And can there you know some more circle ha. What I say, Moye 24 no dada kakra partially. For nightlife now.
Yeah.
La Paz. Yeah, one aspect of it. Amount for good thing, every citizen no more me come with I see we don't be called Tanzania. Go Uganda, go Kenya.
And I do man
Sao Paulo,
Mississippi.
Oh, ways of interrogating it. I think the other topic here was the MPP are suspended and now
into almost I
think it is a step in the right direction. Justin Kudia for the first time watches a lawyer. That is what I was expecting. Emrano. Until you only communicate it by article this of the constitution why you see. So you no longer hold your membership of the New Patriotic Party. And yet, so for the pay. Do you get it? It is not only with man, say you need more and I do more holy position. Many of the people following Alan are MPP. And by dint of their conduct, they are no more members of the New Patriotic Party. But the party should tread cautiously. That's it. Why you? When they why but repercussion, in the Ghana silent, but why all the about it is fair, good. And you're going down so making sure they will prove their point. Say indeed,
citizen,
Mr. Speaker.
Yes.
For me, I think any policy, the local content aspect, it is a bit dangerous for our future. In this 24-hour economy thing, in terms of investing into the IT sector, we will look at IT solutions, local IT solutions. A software from another country, and if you call far and from another country, you can them Senate issues here. What the quote here,
yeah.
So a whole software, once. If softwares are being developed by another country, na ye use waha, and use waha, we are ending up benefiting another country. And for me, I'll be interested in IT solutions that are local. Then we will say that people are benefiting because there will be maybe me that come John Batt or NPP. I mean, it's based in the US. Ocha. A picture of Obia Oko Bunsu. Now the card. Now slot work card ni na we Bunsu no so either what no can like digitalization to celebrate the digital magua. Na now you see as someone make a training in there. If that system is not locally made, then Mama on there because you see, original one not jiska, and also any daily bread.
Yeah.
Your nephew, aqua top machine, ebiofia monozebe. The muskana de coten, they boy another country. So you might think you are solving a problem, but you are creating another problem. We don't need to rush to create solutions that will end up promoting other economies but not ours. It's because it doesn't know a band crack be in terms of moving to green energy. There electric cars, there it to fango. It's a cover electric cars in a bar. Electric cars you don't produce it. Another country na eco board no way in Niska. Meanwhile, in the end, you end up as a country not being able to even rely on the things that you have. It's any policy young dream in that context. The other thing about this 24-hour in there, you see, there are so many businesses that could rise up. They're not making a baby. Even childcare. So immediately you institutionalize a 24-hour economy, childcare issues becomes topical because Obaten biya shifter. You need somebody to take care of your kids.
Exactly.
It is a mikwejuma from let's say 10 p.m. or maybe 12 midnight to 6 a.m.
to the next morning.
I need somebody to take care of my kids to prepare them for school. So it's going to create another business. And as a country, you're doing them 24. You're doing all the other jobs that is going to create.
Yeah.
Now you're job ready. So we should create some job readiness awareness. There, Master, if this is going to happen, we are going to do this. Do we have a lot of institutions that train nannies? Do we have institutions that somebody can go to and be rest assured there? Or child care services, if you are, say BBC, they know where to go to. We also need a mass transport system that works. It's
24 hours.
Exactly. There. Say I will sign up. Your bus. No, it shouldn't be that. There. I will go to sign up into Yama bus and continue. No, be sure we business out of our deny and 24 hours. Obey you when your car. Obi oton watch it because I will Mr. Speaker Baba Betnaha and I just assume into motor watching and come to Mama Babu to be no. Most of them bus. So that means that you need to create a mass transport system that is 24 hours so that people can always get access to a metro mass monazi. At every hour and at every 30 minutes, car bus for it makes it grows their thing.
Yeah.
My position is NDC should not be acting like MPP when they were bringing FSHS.
Okay.
You have a fantastic idea. Take your time. Mama Mumfa communicators, I want to program and communicate. No one go say I did. Because I've listened to some communicators and some are working. I don't think they really understand the 24 hour.
Exactly.
Kwame, any of you knew our count was a 24-hour economy. Kwame, sir, okay, 24-hour economy, then you have a challenge because you are looking at growth and then expansion into ASA UBA system. Areas Ben had be far a bit to me.
Because realistically, they say, 8 hours, near that 16 hours. So,
but Kwame, even in Nakrano,
as a country,
and Nakrano around the clock. You see, if you listen to the message, you know, the Koina Makati, he's looking at IT. And you know, if he's looking at IT now or shifting focus there, then now we will need to meet him on that level. 24 hours. And now the drone system is working 24 hours. And the ECG, you are able to buy your credit on phone. And you won't short to credit my own it's 24 hours. And then, Mr. Speaker, online passport, you can apply it anytime, any day.
Delivered to you in the night too.
Mr. Speaker, Mr. Speaker,
passports in one hand to
Mr. Speaker, there is a lot we will have to do to open up the economy.
Yeah.
And for me, I believe that and we will need to look holistically.
Would the 24-hour economy prevent corruption?
Mr. Speaker,
sir, could you Juma? Unim sa wopon a ubusa wuja wetire no obi ba bebo atire ehun de ekoso no I report it. Now also ba be same. I mean,
Mr. Speaker,
will it be a check on ourselves?
24-hour system it can best work in our service delivery sectors. Baby or the Yakofeya or Kase IT and or person invest more. Mr. Speaker, we've seen all these things before. Mobile money interoperability. How did they start? How did they get here? And then we are trying to fix all these things. And corruption there, Mr. Speaker, corruption is with an individual in the mindset.
Okay.
Well, and now make Mr. Speaker, and same baby free hand my make who be actually me fan to radio so. Mr. Speaker, my mente emra mesi party. We've seen some before in 2016. We are seeing it again in 2023 into 2024. Mr. Speaker, it is better that people who have lost touch with your ideologies obemo matranchen. And then omo maka omo no ya adwene ewo ideals no ideology ho no Mr. Speaker anu betu anamo
mo obidie.
Oh yes. Mr. Speaker, you see you have a former deputy general secretary, you have a former communications director, and then you have a former Zongo minister.
Yeah.
And then you have a one-time somebody who is a party member or contesting on the ticket as a member of parliament, who have said that I have my ideals and visions with a personality who decides to contest as a flag bearer. Mr. Speaker, and they are not the only people. There are people that are much more than these people.
Yeah.
And Mr. Speaker, if you want to purge yourself, purge it all across.
Okay.
And don't do selectiveness. And media me for say, Mr. Speaker, omo you omanimu say yende alan chirematia na yepe. Alan chirematia na yenim. Mr. Speaker, they should be bold enough to write their resignation letter to the party. And say ni enemo nebo, yenemo ne tafre, te say ni alan ye no, yenso alan ko yenso ya resign it. Because this is what your constitution is saying. Yeah, but why would you want to play double standards? Say Okona anye ya, you want to come back.
Kessben 92.9.
Then it means that the Nipana within the Chinukra, Unjinindi. I overheard Yabo Abian someone saying, say, the president has hijacked the party. Since when did he see that?
Okay, how do Becano?
Okawo City FM also. But since when did the Abuabia Samoa our Lusu Adenta Potano ye Jaya Hantino see that? Mr. Speaker, I quite remember once when he was a communication director, I called him on phone. Nasani or Titi Hugu Mesono. I was wondering that this is a communication director. Only you and somebody calls you and he wants to find out an information from you, and that was your character. And I'm not surprised that Odi Alan Chabatiachi and communicating for him, because that's my or the back.
I see.
Mr. Speaker, you see,
no problem, Anna.
Mr. Speaker, me any problem. You see how I am, Mr. Speaker. Obi antia me nanso mane hame. So obi betia ne nanso mana hamea, Mr. Speaker, nka obena o se asare. Nka I'll have an issue with her, but I don't. Speaker. But I don't. And Mr. Speaker, media me full say a party na ye nyina yesom. Wo full say party no, wa bro party no so. Now you want to have a different route. Resign from the party and go.
All right. I mean, Ben, just few minutes now. I
think that 24-hour economy generated a lot of debate.
Yeah.
But Babia Nkabepe said the debate in Kono in Fanko. I believe that the reason why we are in this financial distress as a country is the much promises and the many promises of Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia without showing us where he was going to get the funds to implement this particular policy. That's because he said 2025. Aban bi obeba bia na obechire pa. Obebrepa. This aban obeba obechire na ne. Also the $3 billion. And yes, it is $3 billion. And $3 billion is a necrano, yeah, the co, yeah, Sidim, that's a Sydney 10 krana. That's about 30 billion, and I saying 30 billion cities, right? 30 billion cedis in a year's budget is almost equivalent to if anything, Yesika, Yeditia, Akatia, and as a Yeditia, capital expenditure, because based on the 2024 budget. Diminution, I was saying this to me train where they are going to, because 2025 is not going to be easy. Yesika, Nina, Prapra, Edia Kwama, data restructure. 2026, you be 2027, you be to Inti, Sah, space in a generate a lot of funds and our revenue to embark on this project. I think that is where our interest should be more. Say to me, who source na source near writer, we all go for it and support it. But see, who source na okan, me fan say send Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia kind biana also can say.
But I also feel any government biana or propose an idea. Well, you're serious. I mean, the person will have ways and means. Or the big generative funds to do it. And then free SHS is quite an example. And I saw you made their crime, made all your revenues.
No, so look at, you see, free SHS. Yeah, free SHS.
Where are you going to get the money? So come and tell us. That's all.
And free SHS is one of the reasons, not the reason, but one of the reasons why we are in financial distress.
Exactly.
And it is even giving us poor standard of education.
Kessben
right? You know, say why? But we need to interrogate the source of funding.
People who went to school in March.
When
I was starting first year in March. They are going to second year because new ones are coming this December. You started this year, March. You are going to second year. The same year now, it was second year because new students are coming this December.
So let me tell you, on this same free SHS, Madam for be a friend of Beku or a Kumfi King, behind the friend. I don't know. Also, a child of SSB, Union. Mario Tromadi, Oma Pine and Crown Cotina for 6 months. On by number 92.9. So it just tells you how it is leading to teenage pregnancies in most of the urban districts.
Thank you, gentlemen. We got back and go. And indeed, we are done. Thank you very much for your time. I'm sure we did Kwame Appiah Kubi, and this is why we wrap it up for the entire week. God bless you. Enjoy your weekend. I don't tell me any ajuada. You best anywhere, dear.
This is 92.9, the radio station that other radio stations.